Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you're all well. We are here for the... No, wrong one. Don't want to show that one just yet. We are here for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United Matchday 2 preview of the Premier League. We are 2 games in already. 3 games if you want to include the Carabao Cup. So welcome all in, everybody. Hope you're all well. Do hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And hit the notification bell too so you don't miss any future videos from me in the future. And down the bottom, as you all very well know, that I am set up with a charity as well. So in the link or in the description down below, you can donate to the PDSA, which is my chosen charity. And through the past couple of streams, you'll know that we actually hit our target in the first stream, which was absolutely amazing. So I have extended the target so we can hopefully build more for the PDSA, which is, as many would know, is a charity-funded organization. And again, as you know, I love animals. I favor animals over humans personally. So I'll do anything to help animals. I'll never see an animal hurt or sick or anything. I love my pets as it is as well. They're part of the family. Animals are our family as well. So you've never got to be whatever the word is. But we are joined by, as always, the best Spurs channel out there. We'll just get rid of that one quickly. We are joined there by, as always, the best Spurs channel out there. We are joined by, why am I so dark? Got me ring lights on. But either way, anyway, we'll bring him in when I can bring him in. There we go. We got Harry. Welcome in, Harry.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your kind introduction. It's lovely to be here talking to you, agree with everything you've said so far, and I echo it, in fact. So, no, lovely to be on, simply, and to be talking football again as the Premier League resumes. It's felt for me like it's gone round quickly. People say otherwise, but because of the World Cup, I felt like football. Not that I'm complaining at all. This weekend's going to be a good one. Roberto Zerbi against Matej Yazil, Tottenham against Newcastle. It's going to be a big one. So thank you for having me. Looking forward to getting into it.
No, it's definitely going to be. It's going to be weird. Two new managers facing off against each other. Have you taken to De Zerbi's style?
So I think we didn't see De Zerbi ball last year, of course, coming in, ultimately to save Tottenham. And a lot of people will go, how can Tottenham lose that badly against Brentford? Could see too, and look that bad. But for me, that is the first game we've seen. People call it De Zerbi, but let's just say De Zerbi's style of football, as you rightly allude to there, Jay. And yes, money's been spent, but as you know, we've seen it before. It's a prime example where money's spent and a lot of players are signed. 8 now and 9 expected before the end, by the way. It's going to take time to gel. It's not an excuse for the way we played against Brentford on Matchday 1, but it's simply going, right, let's calm our expectations. This team have never played together. They haven't trained together because a lot of the signings, certainly from an attacking point of view, have come in recently. Everyone's behind Roberto De Zerbi, but the truth of it is, and the fact of the matter is, he's been backed. So the pressure is on him once that time has been allowed for him to get the players to gel. So for me, he's got from now to Christmas to get it to work. And there's no pressure of his job at the moment. But do you know what I mean? When you spend for Tottenham this amount, and people go, yeah, Tottenham spent money, but we've never shown this level of ambition. Certainly not in my lifetime anyway. So this is huge. I'm really happy. If you ask me on the summer transfer window, very happy with that. I'm very happy with De Zerbi as an individual and as a manager. But now we need to get it together because Brentford, we didn't look like a team. There's no structure, no pattern to play. And of course, we're 3 or 4 players still to return from injury. We've signed a couple of players since then. A lot's changed since then. Simply, we played in the Carabao Cup. And I just believe every training session is that time to gel and really help. So, yeah, I'm happy with him. But we yet to see De Zerbi's real style of play, the kind of extreme inverted fullbacks, the extreme attack.
Yeah, I mean, hearing about De Zerbi, I mean, everyone knows what he's done for Brighton. He's a very attack-minded manager, and I've just not long recently just finished listening to Matej Yazil's interview saying that he ain't going to change his style either. He will continue to attack the way he always attacks. He's never going to change his style. So it's going to be interesting to see attack versus attack. It could be plenty of goals in that, and I don't think anyone's going to really be defending much.
No, it's going to be really interesting, as you rightly say. And, stick to your style is fantastic, and I think we saw, particularly with the Fulham and Chelsea game, in terms of it felt like a new style brought to the Premier League, didn't it? And De Zerbi's no stranger; is new. He's not new at all to the Premier League. I still feel like this style is still very new for the league. It's very extreme. It's very attacking. So it should be a really good spectacle, if you like. And we were terrible defensively against Brentford, but we've spent a lot of money in that position, and with time it will improve for sure. So I think we are looking at that aside. Two really good defenses. You impressed me defensively against Liverpool, and you did offensively. Alanga and Wissa, I think, were two players that struggled for you last season, and maybe the potential was not maximised of Eddie Howe, which is the point you rightly made several times last season. I thought they certainly were in game week 1 in the Premier League. I didn't know how you played last night, to be honest. I know you won 3-2 against West Brom, but because we played at the same time. But from what I've gathered from, I did also listen to Matej Jas's press conference for the game. I've listened to what some Newcastle fans and creators have had to say. It seems like you guys played well, but maybe it was a little bit more uncomfortable than it should have been towards the end. But for you guys, you look really good. You look really good, but it should be a good spectacle Saturday.
I mean, you can always say that you absolutely gave Charlton a hell of a thrashing, but Charlton's actually quite close to me, so the valley is anyway. So, I think I think it was maybe, I think it was on Talksport saying it doesn't matter what the result is. You could thrash Charlton 5-1. You can just barely scrape past West Brom 3-2, but that doesn't matter because anything can happen in the cups. It's mainly the leagues, and I think it was I can't remember who it was. It might have been Charlie Austin. I can't remember, but he's saying that both our sides need that win on come Saturday. You obviously suffered the defeat. We harshly should have beaten Liverpool. Going through the stats of the West Brom game, I mean that they, even though it looked like, well, it was a tough game. It actually was quite tough, but we had to go through their previous results, and they've won like 5-6 on the bounce straight coming into that game. So it was always going to be a tough game. And every time we've played West Brom, it's only been decided by a single goal. So
really, wow.
Goes to show how important new state-of-the-art stadiums are. Extra revenue for
huge. We
spending power.
didn't like it to start with, but it felt like we were sold something false to start with. But now we're starting to see, like, just if we wanted to, the ability now to spend another 90 million and a player or two is possible. It's scary, really. I will add that we somehow got 200 million in player sales, but even that side, we've been able to spend close to 400 million this summer. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just been a while since. Well, I know we've spent millions and millions. Like Eddie Howe spent close to $750 million when over this 5 years that he was with us. We've spent around 200, just below 250 million this window. With
we'll say though,
Jake,
I don't mind chipping in. We had 2 transfer windows since at the start when moving to the stadium of no signings, because that was partly to do with the funding for the new stadium. Though it's paid over a long time, that was kind of the short-term pain, and that's where we're like, hold on a minute, we had 2 windows with no money spent at all, 0 players through the door. So to go from that to now is like, whoa, and that just shows you the new stadium is a comment rightly mentioned by Wacky, so big up to them. But also the change of hierarchy that's just more interested in the football club and not as interested in the business, because it's turning into, Thomas Arena or, Tottenham Hotspur for everybody at one point, in terms of like, it's all about NFL, all about go-karting. And I do a lot of these things and I go to a lot of these concerts and stuff, but the football club has to come first. And I believe that it is now. So the change in hierarchy has been same owners, complete different board. It's made a difference.
Just make you wonder, where was this money to begin with for you guys? I mean,
bonuses that they all had
wasn't there for
15% increases in bonuses every year. That's a lot already on huge salaries. So thank God that's hopefully stopping.
Do you reckon your owners were waiting for that right manager to allow those funds to go to?
I think they were clueless and have no idea with football, but they've been forced into it through fan pressure, which they don't like. Who likes scrutiny? Let's be clear. Nobody. You're crazy if you do. Or scrutiny, sorry, in terms of like, constant, you're poor, you're bad. Not just questioning what you're doing, but, there's been a lot of criticism, a lot of protest. That's the keyword, protest. I think that fan movement has had a big say in our own Enoch acting, if you like, and Daniel Levy being removed. Yes, he was a figurehead for Enoch. Yes, he was thrown kind of, for in front of a bus, if you like, thrown under the carpet. He was the one that was sacrificed, I do believe, since his departure, whether it's related or not. It's people's opinion. So I think we've improved in many areas, but look better for many reasons. But we've become more ambitious. That's the key word. Before it was all about fairness. It was all about the stadium. Now it's more about the football club. And that's key because this money, I believe, has always been spent, but instead been spent on other areas, maintained in Tottenham, other areas away from football and on the pitch. Whereas now I think a lot of it's been spent on the pitch. I view this as ambition. It's gone from incompetence and lack of ambition to ambition and just dedication to Tottenham and real care for the cause, if you like.
Levy dropping out of control has definitely helped a lot. Levy was overcautious with money because of the cost of the stadium, but
he just wouldn't. If a player was more than he thought, you're not going to take that risk. Like Fernandes, we signed for 85 million. We wouldn't have signed him under Levy because he'd go, he's not worth that at the moment. That's just the way he looked at it. We wouldn't have signed Sonali, he's not worth 100 million. To you guys, Newcastle, as an example. Everything we've done in this window would be a no, especially the likes of Van Hecker. Yes, he'd do. Absolutely, he'd do Robertson, Senesi, and Debranka because they're all on the free. That was Levy to a T, and I have no problem with us doing that. But he wouldn't take a risk. Whereas buying a player for more than their market value and more than they currently work is taking a risk, something we haven't done before in my lifetime. That's just one area to highlight. Our wage structure is the other. Our wage structure has increased significantly since Daniel Levy's left. Before, it was below 150,000, which is not a lot for what many people see us as a top six club. Whereas now the highest is Mickey van der Ven on 280,000. So just give people an idea of how much it's changed in such a short period of time, in just over a year, I think it is now. It might be less than that, in fact. I think it's incredible. And we're headed in the right direction. But it's no good if this is just one window or a one-off. It has to be like this in 5 years' time.
Oh, it definitely has to be. Speaking of those two players, they are in my fantasy team, and they're not doing pretty well for me at the minute.
Well, maybe bring them in after we play you. I'm not sure what to do well against you.
Mickey van der Ven and Van Hecker are both in my fantasy side, and I'm like, oh, come on, you're giving me 0 points here.
Between them, yeah.
We'll jump over to the other screen and start these slides off.
No worries.
So, might need a bit wrong way. Zooming in a bit more. So we are playing Saturday. It's a 5:30 kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium. Referee's been confirmed as Peter Banks, assistant referee Richard West, Nicholas Hopton, fourth official Thomas Bramall, VAR Darren England, and the VAR assistant Nick Greenhall.
Don't mind with that.
So, if you want to watch the game, it's going to be live on Sky Sports. You can listen to it live on Radio 5 Live if you're going to be out and about. Top half of the table, none of us are in that area.
Yeah, don't show that.
But Brighton are sitting top of the table, which is
that's all right. It's not Arsenal. That's all right.
Yeah. For me personally, they shouldn't have won it last season. Especially going by the stats that they should have had at least 3 players sent off and conceded 4 penalties, but they didn't get none of that go against them.
Say no more. The referee different to everyone else.
Hull City so far the surprise, and so is Ipswich. Liverpool down in 10th. I mean, if they can go further down, I'll be quite happy with that. Top of the bottom half of the table, Newcastle currently winning now. You don't want to see 19th place. I'm sure about that.
Table doesn't count after Matchday 1. It doesn't count. What's the table after Matchday 1?
League position again, 19th to 11th, wins 0 each, 1 draw for Newcastle, 1 loss for Spurs, 2 goals for Newcastle, 0 goals for Spurs. But hopefully, I mean, after yesterday's result, that's going to kick you on to score some goals. Average goals per match, obviously 0 for Spurs. Average goals conceded 3. XG 0.57 to 1.58.
Very low, by the way.
It's
very low.
I mean, obviously, you're not very happy with that as a Spurs fan.
No, not at all. I'm not big for stats and all that, but if you look at that is evidence, to be fair, of what it was. It was a really poor performance. We deserved to lose the game. Should and could have lost by more. It's very, very poor, and it just didn't gel at all. And we need to see some kind of structure. As much as we want us to win this game that we'll get onto against Newcastle, get a positive result from it anyway, it's about seeing those patterns of play. It's about seeing a team, seeing a structure. As De Zerbi said, we weren't ready for the season. Something he kind of hinted at before the game, explicitly said after the defeat, because it's easier to say, isn't it, after the game. But he said that we're not a team yet. And that is a little bit worrying, but let's become a team this weekend, ideally. Not for you, of course, but from a Spurs point of view, we want it sooner rather than later.
Well, if anything, there might be a small section of the away side. Well, I say the entire section of the away side giving a certain someone a nice little warm welcome. Just kind of the same warm welcome as we gave Isak from Liverpool.
Do you think it'll be anything like that?
I reckon it will be, to be honest. I mean, considering the fact that
I don't want to be difficult, but can I ask why? Because this is something I don't understand, and maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough on the situation, but I don't remember Tonali kicking up a fuss. Certainly not like Isak in terms of refusing to train. Isak, I totally agree with your treatment of him. In fact, I applaud it. But I don't understand. I get Bruno Guimaraes because I think he's been slimy about the situation.
Yes.
But I don't get Sandro Tonali, personally.
I think it basically goes back to the fact that when he joined, he played 5-6 games, and then he was banned. He was given the longest ban of players ever been given for the entire rest of the season. We was not allowed to have him, but then he wanted to repay the faith that we were showing into him, and he, behind closed doors from anyone, he signed a contract extension so that he could stay a little longer.
Yeah.
When he finally came back, he performed wonders for that season. And then last season, he just dropped off, just looked like he couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact that he's always wanted to go back to Italy. So we've pretty much said that, okay, if Italy come back in for you, you can quite happily go back. So he goes to Spurs. And it's like the fact,
I get it's frustrating when you've stuck by the player through those difficult situations, and he goes, "See you later."
It's basically like, oh, we've supported you all this time. We've supported you throughout all this gambling ban.
Mm-hmm.
We've supported you and been there for you, and that's how you thank us by just buggering off.
Okay, I appreciate you explaining that. It does make more sense. I just think that Guimaraes has been particularly terrible about the situation. I don't believe the goodbye. I don't believe the fake love to join Arsenal. I don't buy any of that. I think it's all false, and I just don't think he loves Newcastle as much as he says, which is a shame because you guys love him, and rightly so. But it hurts, doesn't it? You buy all this stuff, player's name on the back, and we give them everything, and that's the same for every set of fans. I've done it with Spurs players before, and they just go, "See you later," and don't seem like they care at the same level. It's just a real shame.
It's the fact with Bruno, it feels worse than it was with Isak, because it's the fact that it was the Friday before we were.
He's terrible, Isak.
Yeah. It was the Friday we was all due back to go to Spain for our training camp. Bruno was meant to join us there, but that got delayed to the Saturday. Saturday comes around. Oh, you're allowed another day off. You can come join us on Sunday. Sunday came around. He didn't fly back. Monday came around. He then returns, and it's to say his goodbyes. So that kind of infuriated the entire Toon base. The fact that he delayed coming back, saying how much he loves the club, he wants to do things the right way and leave the right way, and say he wants to be it. The main thing is that when he joined, he said, I want to be a legend. I want to write my name in the books. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to win everything with the club. And you've gone in there, said the exact same lines in your welcome message to Arsenal. And he's going to get more of a mouthful when he returns to St. James's.
I'm sure. Yeah, I can understand that. Isak as well. I think Isak's the worst of the lot, but Guimaraes not too far behind.
I'm just so glad we gave him that much of a welcome. We really put him off of his game now.
He's done well. I agree with what you've done.
Team form so far, I'm
oh, come on. I've had enough of these stats already.
Your upcoming games.
That's all right.
Anything there more favourable for you?
Oh, listen, there's opportunities for points, but no game is easy in the Premier League, to state the obvious. Man United away stands out to me as really tough. You guys are going to be really tough. It'd be even tougher as St. James's Park, to be fair. Having said that, terrible home record. We need to improve that. Forest away, really unpredictable that one. Everton at home, I think we can get 3 points as much as Everton are going to be, for me, a huge force this season. But most favourable, actually, I think, is Aston Villa. I think it's going to take them a long while to settle. Losing Watkins and Martinez, what they expected to anyway, on top of Tielemans, etc., etc. So they're going to, and Consa, so they're going to take some time to really gel. They're not quite the team they were, in my view, and I don't think they will be this season. Could be a really difficult one where Emery's taken them as far as he can get them. He's done an incredible job, by the way. I think he never gets talked about enough. But this could be the beginning of the end, certainly for me, for Unai Emery. But there's opportunity for points. I don't think we're going to get as many as we want, but it's not about performances over the whole season. But now, for me, it's about finding out who plays best. When you spend £185 million in midfield, who's going to be the best partnership? Like Xavi Marmoush, where are they going to play? Who are they going to partner with? All these questions need to be figured out in these next few games. So for me, it's the festive period where we have to be hitting in these wins, 95% of the time. But I'm looking to see a team performance, and hopefully we can pick up points, particularly as we get to those last two of the 4 or 5 you got on screen.
I mean, Villa's also lost Tammy Abrahams to Ipswich.
Yes, good point.
And they've just
Rogers as well. Sorry, yeah.
Rogers as well, and they've just announced that they're bringing in Nicholas Jackson on loan as their striker replacement.
Wow, that's interesting.
I think Man United are there for the taking. If they can lose to Hull, they can lose to every single person. So I think I could see you picking up about 9-10 points maybe out of that lot.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Again, if this is like we're talking to you in 5 months' time, I'll be disappointed with that. But for now, I think that's okay.
For us, we got Spurs, we got Bournemouth. I mean, under Eddie Howe, we never beat Bournemouth. We were draw or lose. So we can finally have possibly get a win over them. We got Leeds. We could probably get something over. Then we got Hull just before the international break, and then Coventry. So I'm hopeful. Especially with Yai's
nice run before the international break. Not easy,
yeah.
But there's opportunity for points.
I can't remember when the next round of the cup is. I think it's somewhere
14th
around
of September.
Okay, so that'd be the Leeds game postponed or pushed back. Interesting one for us because we got Millwall. Who did you get?
We've got Liverpool away.
Oh no!
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, is it? And Kirkes and Frimpong are gettable, particularly now we have Xavi Marmoush. That's what I keep telling myself. But yeah, it's a tough draw.
Oh god, it's just getting worse for you. Do you want to end the season now?
yeah. Another one. Oh dear. No, it'll be all right. It's just early season difficulties. That's the way I put it.
Tonali down tools on the pitch towards the end of last season, set out Sunderland at home, apparently injured to play. Plus, yes, all right, that reminded me, he was tapped up because he refused to play that West Ham game because he was already in talks with Spurs representatives.
That's not good. Not good at all.
I think Bruno is more the timing of it when you lost. Gordon, I'm fine with. I'm happy he went. Lost Tonali and
Gordon was respectable, I thought.
Towards the end he wasn't really playing. He was just dropped, even though we constantly kept naming him on the bench.
I think if he's down to him, he wants to play. I personally thought from outside looking at him that he was class. I really liked him.
Even though he got like 3 goal contributions in 2 seasons.
Yeah, but I still thought he was the best forward. And
he was. Even though when Harvey Barnes would hit form, he would get dropped, which was always mind-boggling for me. Like if Eddie Howe was still with us and seeing Harvey Barnes score 2 against West Brom, you would have guaranteed he'd be dropped ready for Spurs.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Why drop your best players? Kulusevski will be same player as he was after, or will Kulusevski be the same player he was after that long injury layoff?
Rare patella injury. He's been out for, let's get this right. How many days has he been out for now? I had it the other day. It's close to 700 days, so make that what you want. It's an awfully long time. And he was back in training, but now he's no longer in the pictures or videos in the last 2 weeks. So that suggests to me that he's gone backwards for the 4th time that'll be. And we were told it was just a knock and he'll be back for the next game. But apparently I can't remember the player's name, which is really annoying, but only one player is said to have the same or similar injury to him. This is called this rare patellar injury. They don't know how to treat it. They don't know anything about it, in truth. So that's what's incredibly worrying. I don't think he'd be the same. He's forever moving gingerly in training or in any video that I see him. So it's one of those things in terms of can't move him on because he's injured. He's not going to pass a medical, and it's not fair on a human level to sell him. Nor would any club be interested. But the reality is, when he gets back to state of fitness, and there is interest there. Unfortunately, he's going to look back and go, what could have been, what was meant to be. I think we will move him on because we're just not going to hit that same level, unfortunately. But his value was very high at one point. He's scoring against United, 3 goals in a week. I remember him having brace at the Etihad, and then just come crashing down. So a real shame for an individual, and he's not the only one. Odebear's out. Tottenham, there's not just like a lot of teams get injuries, but it's the length that's worrying. They're all a year plus, and why? No injury should be that long in my eyes. So hopefully, you won't say that this year, because otherwise, in your own words, we do want the season to be over.
Well, I think I think for me, I'd be more concerned about Maddison. I mean, he had that long injury layoff, and then next minute he comes back on and does a little fracture in his shoulder. Just what's happening with poor Maddison? It's probably another little stat you don't want to be seeing, but recent results, history between the two clubs. Played 62 times against each other. You've beaten us 25 times. We've beaten you 28 times. We've beaten you 15 times at home, 13 away. You had us 16 times at home, 9 away. We've only shared 9 draws between each other. Last meeting ending in a 2-1 win. That was with Joe Willock and Jacob Ramsey scoring those 2 goals. That was followed by a 2-2 draw at St James's, and then it's a win-win-win. You still looking forward to the game?
Do you know what? I'm buzzing for the game because partly it is ongoing, but it's at home. It's the first home game of the year. I don't look at the game at one result. I don't look at our form against you. While I understand why stats are there, this is 2 different managers. It's 2 different teams. They're different owners. It's a different everything, really, that you look at it. Everything. Find something that's the same. I challenge people apart from the crest, the kit, and maybe the stadium, certainly with you guys, but with us as well. If you go back just a few years, that's also different. So, in my opinion, it's not about that. It's about who's fit on the day, who wants it more as a big part. So it's a tactical fest of it as well. So I'm looking forward to the game. I recognise the challenge of it, no doubt about it. We must show as much respect as possible to Newcastle while also stamping our authority. But I'm confident move's not the right word, but I'm excited. But this is a new season. I'm excited. I do believe that Tottenham will get back into the European places, hopefully the upper ones as well. Not necessarily saying that's a must, but I think we can do it with time, with the team gelling. It needs to gel sooner rather than later. So I am actually, this may surprise you, but I am looking forward to the game. I really am.
I definitely wouldn't mention kits because we absolutely despise our new home kit.
Really? Yeah, I'm not keen.
It's horrible. We're just asking where's the stripes because you just made a complete mess. Whoever signed off on that shirt needs to be sacked. We love our away shirts.
Why can't we just keep home kits the same? I know from a money point of view, but forget that. Put the fans first. Save them some money and keep the home kit the same every year. That's what I'd do.
With the layoff that long, it takes a long time to just get the fitness and stay on the back.
6 months to get match fit. Yeah, spot
on. Quick insight: Newcastle are unbeaten in 8 meetings with Spurs, winning 6. It's another stat you don't want to be seeing.
What are you doing to me? You're trying to put me off the game. I was going.
Yeah, stay at home. It'd be better for you.
Yeah. Saving money.
Stats for Spurs. There we go. Hopefully, you can shine a bit of light on that.
First one's great.
Spurs haven't kept a clean sheet in 14 meetings. Spurs have won only one of their last 7 home Premier League matches versus Newcastle. De Zerbi has won just 4 of his 9 matches since taking charge in March.
Last one's all right.
And Tonali faces his former club for the first time since his summer move.
One good thing. Thank you.
Trev, welcome in. Hope you're well.
Good evening.
There's positive insights for you.
As always.
Oh, look at our clean sheets. This is even worse for us.
To be fair,
we haven't kept a clean sheet in 17. We have one more Premier League away games at Spurs than any other ground.
Stop it! You're just haunting me. You're just like play with it at this point.
Geisler has take charge of his third competitive match after placing Howe, and Geisler's side led twice against Liverpool before conceding that 99th minute penalty, even though there was only 5 minutes added on.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah, you're right. It's frustrating, I'm sure, for you guys. But that is a repeat of last season, isn't it? But again, the game should be done by then. And it's a soft one as well, isn't it, really? I don't want to one job about it. So maybe I should get paid back, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say it's soft. I felt for you guys. I thought you were good. I thought you were a better team, but frustrating.
It does beg to ask what's going on with Lewis Hall, as his head been turned for the Man United interest, because it's now 2 games in a row. He's given away a penalty.
Your manager says it's not going to happen, and I thought he was exceptional in the game. To be honest with you, I don't know what you think. You know more than me, being a Newcastle fan, but I did see the game and I thought he was very good. I felt for him on a human level, on a personal level in that moment. I do really felt for him. I think he's unlucky. I think he's soft. One of those, referee doesn't give it, VAR doesn't intervene. So stupid, isn't it? Football sometimes we love it, but we hate it as well. And that's probably a hate moment for you guys in many ways. The added time, the whole VAR element to that. I know VAR wasn't involved in it, but again, I still think it influences the decision making of the referees on the pitch because they're scared of getting it wrong.
If anything, I thought Peter Schmeichel was very disrespectful when he said straight to Geisler, "We are looking at your left back."
Well, that was terrible for someone that works in the media. By the way, I was appalled by that. Who's we? You mean Man United for a start? Terrible. I know you support United and crack on, no problem with that. But I do have a problem with that. I must admit, I do have a problem with that. Very unprofessional, very inappropriate. To be frank, very inappropriate. So yeah, it was poor. And Yazoo had it well. He handled it well, didn't he? I thought he handled it with professionalism, with a bit of class, and laughed it off. But because he laughed it off, people were like, "Oh, look, he found it funny." No, he was just dealing with it in a mature way. To deal with a question that was idiotic. And Peter Schmeichel, who asked the question, of course, Man United, massive link there to state the obvious, and it's respectable in many ways, but you do lose respect quite quickly in public life, and I think with a question like that, he should quite quickly.
Can't help it, Wacky. The stats don't lie. I mean, I'm trying to find something positive out of it. I'm right. Try and find something.
Yeah, right. Where you go looking for
it? Ian, welcome in. Hope you're well.
Big up, mate. Good to see you.
Could be worse. You could be a West Ham fan like Wacky. I
mean, yeah, I suppose. I'm happy as a Spurs fan, but they do make it interesting. Let's just say, I agree with this.
Simon Jordan's slated Schmeichel. Yeah, I did manage to catch that. He said he had the audacity to say "we," where as a professional should not have just should have just
first
said.
Good thing on that radio station this year, then that's good.
Oh yeah, it makes a change for them.
I'll make note of that.
I couldn't think of anything worse than being a West Ham fan. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's now been reported. Wacky. Unfortunately, you're going to lose Ward-Prowse again. He's going to go back to Southampton for $1 million.
I don't think they worry about
that. No. Do you want to see your injury list? I mean,
you trying to talk to me or what?
This side is yours. This side is ours.
Yeah, it's not good reading, is it?
Mickey van der Ven has a physical discomfort. Pedro Porro has a physical discomfort. Kulusevski has a knee injury. Maddison has a shoulder injury. Pap Sarr has a hamstring. Xavi Simons has a cruciate ligament, not back until next year.
Simons, yeah, exactly. And that'll be a year that he'd been out, year to the date. Kulusevski, September. Surprised to see him September 2050, let alone 2026.
Kudus, Wacky's not going to like Kudus, so he calls him Judas. Kudus back in training, so muscle injury, so late fitness test maybe. And then, as you said, Odeber as well, cruciate ligament, November.
So just an update on that. Kudus is back in training today for the first time, so I'll be very surprised if he's involved against you. But this list, it can be updated because Van der Ven and Porro both come off the bench against Charlton. Sorry to disappoint you, but this was absolutely true as of Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. But last night, both the top two come off the bench. But there's a huge possibility that the chance isn't taken with them at the weekend. And if they start, neither of them are playing 65, 70 minutes any more than that. So yeah, they're still supposed to nurse an injury, you could say. But Dan Burns a miss for you in all seriousness. And I was going to say Livramento, but I like your new right back. He's you forget about Livramento, and there's nothing to do. That's credit to your new right back, who I thought was superb. And I believe he got an assist against West Brom, or I just
He got 2 assists.
2 assists. There we go. And took my backside because they're wrong. 2, 2 rather than 1. Even better though. 2 with the price of 1. It's good.
He's only played 2 games. He's got 2 assists, and he's already 1 assist away from matching Livramento's assist rating since being at the club.
He's got more assists alone than my team has got goals in the league. Add to that list. Right, anyway.
Even more news. You've won the Euro Millions, but I've apparently got the ticket.
Yeah. It was negative.
Dan Burn, lack of fitness, which is not true. He's actually got an ankle injury and he's not back until after the international break, so that's a lie. Tino is back in light training, but he will definitely miss out. And Joel Linton is just a couple of weeks out, so roughly around about that. But we also need to add 2 weeks on for Willa Sula as well, who's done his ankle in.
Yes.
But other than that,
I think he's good against Liverpool. So that's a definite miss.
Oh, he's definitely starting to cause a threat now. He's starting to become a player from when he first joined and really couldn't do much.
By the way, I know it's a little, but on that slide, seeing it saying Daniel Byrne, that really threw me off because obviously it's said as Dan Byrne, isn't it? And everyone says Dan Byrne. So see Daniel Byrne, I thought, who? To start with, it just didn't click. To start with, it's embarrassing, I know, but Daniel Byrne. I said it out loud. I thought, Dan Byrne.
It's even worse when you see Tino. I mean, everyone calls him Tino Livramento, but it's Valentino Livramento.
That's funny.
So this is your predicted lineup.
I hope not. I'll be going home before the game started if this is the lineup.
So anyone you're changing that or formation-wise or whatever?
Well, this football app doesn't like my team. By the look of it, well, it doesn't appear it anyway. Listen, of course there's a possibility we see that. Of course there is. But I really hope not. I think that, despite what I've said, that Van der Ven I think Van der Ven, Udogie and Porro will start the games. That's 3 changes in the back line. Look at the midfield. I think Fernandes starts over Gallagher, and we see Bergwijn in that 10. And I think Savio starts on the left, and Tell has moved to the right with Mikey Moore making way. And I think we see Solanke instead of Richarlison. So I've changed pretty much the whole team. So 2 fingers up to this football app.
This one you might find in Coral or somewhere putting a bet on. So no one really cares about him.
We do.
Apart from you. I mean, I don't know why they've not bothered putting Voltemada's E at the end of his name and just put it on another line.
That's just terrible. They put out our second team, but they miss out the letter of your striker.
I mean, I'm happy with this. The goalkeeper in the back line, I'm happy with.
Goalkeeping your right back's been fantastic, but so have Elanga and Wissa.
Dedic has been amazing. Stur, 18 years old, just it looks like he's already made for the Premier League. He's been brilliant. Lewis Miley, he's been amazing since he broke in. It's troubling because one of these is going to have to be dropped. Everyone thinks it might be Sean Stur because we've as you know, we've now announced Nico Gonzalez, and for me, he walks straight into the side. Elanga, yes, definitely starts on the right. I would definitely have him over Jacob Murphy. Visser and Voltemada. Voltemada is currently being under talks with Napoli over a loan move. Barnes, I probably would keep at left wing over Toure. I mean, Toure didn't have that much of a bad game, but Barnes did score twice, so being in form and scoring, well, for me, I'd say would keep your spot. Visser, I don't know. Maybe have Visser as the main striker. Voltemada, he didn't do well against West Brom. He was just like a headless chicken, just moving nowhere. He keeps dropping deep and not being in that striker role. I'll probably have Visser as the main number 9. Have Miley and Gonzalez in the defensive midfield and maybe push Stur up to the attacking midfield role possibly and try it that way. Other than that, I'm quite happy with that side. Just I've always wanted Voltemada to work. I've always seen him as being a tall German. The only tall German that I can remember being an incredible striker was Miroslav Klose. But he just looks nothing like him. I don't think that he's actually really suited for the Premier League. Maybe a move back to Germany would probably do him the best of good. And obviously, I think Eddie Howe ruined him by constantly playing him out of position. And he's even admitted once at one point he was told to play in defensive midfield, which is just no. I feel for Voltemada. I thought he would really work, but I mean, I'm not a fan of Visser either. Even though he played amazing against Liverpool, he did miss 2 sitters. And against West Brom, he sent one ball into orbit that I think nearly landed on my balcony. And I'm still not convinced of him. I feel we do need a finisher in the striker role, but who? I don't know. We're currently in talks over Porro from France that has apparently been dropped from the first team.
I was going to say, hands off.
Pardo, that's the one.
Oh.
Pardo, not Porro. Pardo from France. He's now been told that he's not to be training with the first team. There's also El Canous that we're linked with, which I think would be a decent sign-in. You've also got the right winger from Feyenoord that we're also linked with. It looks interesting. I'm glad we've brought in some kids. Stur, Bamba, Alleged Bamba didn't really feature. He came on as a sub appearance for us, Liverpool, and Toure. So we've got some kids in. We've got Dedic for experience. We've now got Gonzalez in for experience. Hornicek as a young keeper, as the new number 1. Zhouan didn't do too bad against West Brom as a number 2. Nick Pope been dropped down to 3rd choice. Hopefully we can get him on to Celtic unless Spurs want to Butterfingers goalkeeper that they can have. I mean, we'll throw in Jacob Murphy as well if you like. But yeah, I'm happy with this squad staying the same, but obviously we've got to have Nico Gonzalez put in there. So if anything, just drop Voltemada for Gonzalez and you've got the perfect 11 there. That is huge. Zoom out. So we're going to be playing at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium. There is a capacity crowd of 62,850. If you didn't know, there is got grass on the pitch. And the weather forecast is due to be around 20 degrees and raining. So we're going to have a slippery surface. If a 2-2 was offered now, would you take it? Oh, both sides need to win for me. I want. To be honest, I want the win. I want the win. We can't. We've drawn a game, so we are unbeaten. I think Spurs need to win more, but for me, yeah, I need the win. I need the win. I've got to have the win. Are you surprised Tottenham haven't?
I would take it wrong.
Are you surprised Tottenham haven't signed a world-class keeper, especially with the amount spent?
I'm not, Trevor, but I understand the way you're looking at it, and I really appreciate you making that point. But coming into the window, for me, the priority was particularly the attack. We now have improved with Savio and Marmouche. Midfield, the balance wasn't right, so we've gone and spent 185 million there. Fernandes and Tonali, as you'll know, and then the defence, Robertson, Senesi, Van Hecker. So I suppose only so much money you can spend. But you're right, Kinski's not world class, but I think it's just a showing trust because he was a big part of the reason we stayed in the Premier League. So I think it's mainly rewarding him, even if it's just till January more than anything. But I believe Tottenham should have gone for Emi Martinez, 7.5 million. He's going to go for Chelsea. I think on a 1 or 2 year deal, that for me made sense. It could have been Kinski's mentor, but hey, I'm not a manager. I'm not, recruitment team. That's what I would have done. So to answer your question, maybe I would have if you consider Emi Martinez world class. I certainly consider him close to world class, and I know because he's Argentinian, people won't like that, and I can completely understand that. And he's a pain in the bum, but he's actually a decent, even if we agree on that, a decent goalkeeper. So yeah, I suppose a little bit, but if I look at the bigger picture, not too much. But I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate the question, Trevor, and I hope you're well.
Well, with the window closing soon, for you personally, do you need to strengthen anywhere?
Gakpo, I think, is a player that I'd want if I had to name an individual. One more is like the kind of second cherry on, on the cake, if you like, going even further. For me, fans will disagree, but it's 10 out of 10 for me, the window, even if it closes now. People say it's 9.5, but if you get Gakpo, it's a 10. I just look at it and they go, yeah, maybe, but it's a little bit greedy. A little bit greedy, for being honest with you. That's the same with the whole goalkeeper situation, although I can understand it. And cover right back. There's a load, I suppose, that could make it up and beyond. But I know I'm positive anyway, believe it or not. So I'll go with 10 out of 10 either way. But Cody Gakpo for me would be the one that would just be like, oh my goodness, this is just like a window of your dream.
Anyone in the current side you want to see the back of?
For phone quota, we have to sell. So it is as simple as that. So out of those that we do have to sell, I think Pat Matasar is someone that is not kind of continuing his development, which is a real shame. I think personal issues off the pitch with a friend dying and just general lack of fitness and a couple of injuries have held him back, which is a real shame because when he was 19 years old playing at the San Siro with Archie Gray midfield and we got an 0-0 draw, they bossed it. And I thought he could really achieve big things. He's just kind of almost got worse, but certainly not progressed since then. Real shame. I think cash in on him. He's young, homegrown, so should be able to make a lot of money for him. Apart from that, it's difficult. Maybe just one over Richarlison or Solanke go. We've added two forwards, in Savio and Marmoush. Particularly if we had a third in Gakpo, then you can't really justify keeping all of them. We have a lot of forwards, but none of any serious quality. I'd be more than happy to see the back of Richarlison. I really would. I'd take whatever we can get for him, 25, 30 million, no problem. I wouldn't be greedy on that. So Sarr, Richarlison, Bergbow if we need to sell, but ideally keep. But yeah, that's about it.
I mean, it kind of sucks that you brought in Marmoush because he loves to bloody score against us.
Oh, lovely.
Every single game.
You finally give me a positive.
Every single game against Man City. Every single game Man City. He constantly likes to score against us. If it ain't one goal, he scores a hat-trick against us. I wanted to sign him to begin with. Well, there's another bit of positive for you. 27,000 so far have voted on who will win. Going towards Spurs on that one. That I think the Spurs are going to grab the win on this one.
Surprising. I'm happy with that. Doesn't mean much, I suppose, but
Obviously, out of that number, one of those was me to go for the but
that's unfair.
We're right at the end of the slides. Top rated in the leagues. I mean, we do have one Newcastle player in now. I mean, can we see any Spurs ones there?
No,
not at the minute. Cole Palmer, Jack Hinshelwood, and Morgan Rogers are the top three highest rated players. Hinshelwood, Alanga. Jack Hinshelwood, Alanga, and Anton Stack has top goal scorers, but there's also a few more with a single goal. Shirky, Gomez, and Ruta are the top assisters at the minute. So yeah, that is all the stats as it is. So how do you think the game's going to go, and what is your prediction?
1-1 draw. Hence why I would take a 2-2 draw. I think it's again about the structure of the team, the spine, and it's seeing signs to go, this is what De Zerbi's built. That for me is what it's about, Jay, more than the result. Of course, I'm not saying you lose 3-0 and look good. That's incredibly frustrating and bad. But if we play really well and we lose late on, or we draw late on, or throw away points in any way, shape, or form, I think that's okay. It's certainly in the bigger picture anyway. I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great spectacle, great for the neutral. I'd argue that it's the biggest game of the weekend and the one that will attract the most outside interest as well from football lovers, understandably. So I'm looking forward to it. Plenty of battles I'm looking forward to seeing. Hopefully see Nico Gonzalez up against Tonali, Fernandez up against Miley. These kind of comparisons are going to be really, really interesting. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping from a Spurs point of view we can see Savio from Marmoush, I'm sure from your perspective, and it would be nice, Spurs bias aside, to see Nico Gonzalez on the pitch. It would be nice to see Lewis Miley start once again. I think I can't speak highly enough of him, and Alanga and Worcester to thrive. Of course, that's what you want as well, because it did in the first game. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, 1-1 if I had to predict. Do you want to ask?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Just because if we can...
Two for the home side, though. Look, first number. It's Tottenham, no? Tottenham 2-1 win. Don't you go change it. That's not allowed. No.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go for a 2 win on that one. Just because I was very well, yeah. I think as everyone, we were very impressed to see the new attacking play that we were done. We threw an average side of a team that, well, just our defensive midfielders alone, Miley and Stur being combined age of 38, which is just me alone. Go toe to toe with Liverpool, take them as far as they could go. And I think what we done, we learned off of what Iraola said. I think Iraola slipped up in his own press conference by saying this team cannot do 90 minutes. So what do? We sit off a bit and then hit them hard. Then the ref gets involved and lets them play an extra 4 minutes, but we won't go into that. We should have beat Liverpool for me personally. If we can carry on that attacking threat against Spurs, but like I said, through De Zerbi's attacking style, it's attack versus attack. No one's going to be defending, so there's definitely going to be goals in this game. Probably would accept a draw, considering how attacking we're both going to be, and the seeing the highlights of your game. And Savio just looks incredible. If he gets beyond the Lewis Hall or whichever side he plays, it could definitely be trouble. So I think Savio is definitely going to be one to watch, as well as Marmoush. I think we need to take a crowbar out when Marmoush comes onto the pitch, especially the way he likes to score against us. So we've got to get rid of him somehow. So I do actually fear facing this new Spurs side. I think this could be a very tough challenge, and it's being away from home, it's going to be interesting to see how Yasler fares away from home.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good either way, isn't it? It's going to be entertaining.
Anyone you possibly fear-ish coming up against compared
absolutely.
to your super side?
Yeah, no, but for you guys, I mentioned, didn't I? Alanga and Wissa, that really impressed me in the first game, but I thought were poor last season. Poor management from Eddie Howe, yes. But I think also that they need to take upon themselves to be better, and they were better in that first game. Those two for me would be the ones. Lewis Miley, I really like the relationship already that he seems to be developing with Yazoo. I think that's really positive for you guys. Lewis Hall's a huge threat, balls into the box, and he is for me one of the best defenders in the world. If I'm allowed to say, because many people don't put that argument forward in terms of, I'm thinking like the media in particular. I don't see that mentioned enough in my life, and just how good Lewis Hall is, and you could add Lewis Miley as well to the Lewises into that conversation. Your goalkeeper was very impressive. So, I can't speak highly enough of you as a team, as the individuals, and as the manager after a couple of games, including the cup game. But for me, the real threats are Alanga's pace. Has to be dealt with by Mickey van der Ven. If van der Ven doesn't start, that is the biggest threat, no doubt. Wissa's movement as well is going to be difficult, as this comment rightly mentions. Gonzalez probably to start Saturday. Certainly is going to play a big part, you would have thought. If he doesn't, then he does absolutely the game after, because he's a huge player. Who's he coming for? As you said, Jay, that's the right question to ask. So that'd be interesting. Gonzalez is a great player, and I think he's going under the radar. I think that's one of the bargains, if not the bargain of the window. Was it 52 million approximately?
Yeah, 57 with 2-3 add-ons, yeah.
Right. See, I think that's a really good deal, because we signed Fernandes for 85 million. And I think I know bargain and kind of great deal and all these words doesn't sound right when you say 85 million, by the way. But even for Fernandes, I think that's great, considering what Elliot Anderson went for and what Labour's gone for. So if I think Fernandes is a bargain for 85 million, despite what people say, absolutely Nico Gonzalez is, and 24 years of age, he's peak, and signing peak players from City for me shows that Newcastle are serious. They are serious, and that is a big signing. And I'm glad you've done it. I want Newcastle to get back in Europe. I think that has to be the aim, within reason, and that's the type of signing that you should be making. You've made it, and it's huge. I think he's going to get on really well there. So yeah, of course, I hope from a Spurs point of view he doesn't play against us, but he's a great signing, Jay.
I think you've already said that, but anyone out of all of your transfers you think you may have overspent on?
I'm a believer that this window we've shown ambition where we haven't in previous windows, as I probably went on and on at you earlier in the episode, so don't do that again. But I will say we're seeing significant change at this club. Sometimes it shows ambition it shows that you believe in a player as well as showing ambition. If you go, you're not worth that yet, but we're going to pay that for you because we believe you will be worth that. That for me shows trust and value with the player. He's showing ambition away from that as well in the transfer market. The biggest overpay without a doubt for me is Jan-Paul van Hecke. He's not 52 million. He's more closer to 32 million in my eyes. That's just the reality, as simple as that. And I'm not sold on him. I'll be honest, I'm not sold on him. But by the same time, I look at Senesi and go, we picked him up on a free. His market value is 42 million. Bargain, right? Literally. That's fantastic. DeBranca and Robertson, free. So there's no comparison there. Fernandes, people go, oh my God, Pants pulled down for 85 million. I think he has a higher ceiling than Sandro Tonali. I think for 85 million, considering what Santos went for, considering what Tielemans went for, what Baleba went for, what Rodgers went for, what Anderson went for, I think Fernandes, believe it or not, for 85 million is a bargain. But Tonali, lower ceiling than Fernandes for me, although he's a bigger household name. 100 million, that's a big overpay. That's a big overpay. Is he ever going to be worth that? No, probably not. Probably not. So you could add that to the list. But we've just shown ambition, and we 200 million in player sales. We've made up for it. We've got quite a lot. 46 million for Luka Vazquez doesn't feel like a lot. We hadn't played a minute in the Premier League when we sold him. Will Lancashire goes up to 25 million. Same for Phillips. They've never really played for us in the Premier League. So we've done well. We made up for it from a player sales point of view. So I don't look at it like that. You should if it continues, of course. But I look at it and go, ambition, ambition, ambition. Long may it continue. It has to continue after this window. While I believe we've seen change at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It's no good to do this and then to be in the job you don't back in for the next 2 or 3 windows. This has to be the new normal or something close to it.
And then finally, do you want to change that crest for this one?
No, absolutely not. Talk to me all night, and that as well. You probably horrible stats at me. You're not changing the crest of my shirt. No chance. Stuff that.
Well, yeah, your details are in the description down below. But for for those that don't bother looking at descriptions, where can we find you and what you got coming up for your channel?
Firstly, thank you so much for having me. I honestly always love talking to you, whether you're coming on my channel or whether I'm coming on yours. I love it. And for those that don't know, very briefly, I covered Newcastle in a voluntary role, actually a journalism role, when I was just 14 years of age. It's a 6-month deal for a voluntary role, like I said, and I loved it. I got to just. The insight was amazing, right? Not in terms of, oh, God, I knew this. It's not that. But it's just seeing Newcastle and understand the passion that Newcastle fans have. It's a beautiful city, despite what people may say, both in terms of the generosity of the people and the passion of the fans. I really enjoyed that. I think St James's Park is, for me, the best atmosphere in the world. Honestly do. Not just saying that's on here. If we talked off air, I'd say exactly the same to you, and I would to anybody in any moment. I'm not going to plug my Spurs channel because these are Newcastle fans. So for Newcastle fans, you're going to want what? You want Newcastle content, so you can at Harry Scarf 22. I deliver daily football content on the TikTok, X, and Instagram, where I cover Newcastle within that. And I have a Premier League podcast. I won't advertise the Spurs one. That's not right. Scarfy Talks Premier League. So 2 episodes every single week, reviewing and previewing every game week, talking all things transfers. So we review and preview every Newcastle game within that, and we have Newcastle. Fans that come on and creators that come on the podcast, Jay, is also always welcome. So that may be of more interest, but Scarfy Spurs is my other one. That's mainly Spurs, but of course covering Newcastle at the moment because we guys play you. So that is always good fun. But no, honestly, the chat's amazing, and Newcastle are a passionate club. I hope you get back in Europe. I wish you all the best. I'm a big fan of Newcastle. I really am. So yeah, all the best for you, Jay, for your channel, and everyone, every viewer. Mateus Yazim, Newcastle United, but that starts 7 p.m. 7:30 p.m. No, only 7:30 p.m. Saturday after you played us, if you don't mind.
Well, you all heard it here first, guys. He did sound a huge fan of Newcastle, so we're going to get him in one of these.
No, you're not. No. Yes, okay. I like
clip it.
No. 7:30 p.m. There's a reason I'm saying that. I wish you luck from because the game's finished by then.
Well, other than that, cheers for coming on, Harry. Hope
Thank you so much.
Wish your channel well, and go over and check Harry out. And we will catch up soon.
Great stuff. Take care, all right?
Yep, you too. Okie dokie. So that's Harry, the new where are we? I'll get it here. Harry, yep. We're going to send one of these straight to you, Harry, and get you fully properly equipped with a proper shirt. So we'll you can decide whether you want a home shirt or away shirt. We'll decide it that way. But yeah, cheers Harry for coming on. You check him down in the description as well. You'll see. I think there's a link to Harry's channel in there. You just click on his name and you'll be straight over there. Give him a like, give him a follow, give him a sub. Great channel, great content that he does over there. all round incredible. The only Spurs channel that I will have on this on my channel really is he speaks perfectly and knows his stuff. Other than that, I will bung up my prediction again quickly there. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle United win. Who scores? I don't really care as long as we can get the win. If we can attack the way that we did against Liverpool and not have over minutes added on at the end of the game, then, I think we can do it. Yes, it's going to be attack versus attack, but I do feel we can do it. We can get our first 3 points on this table and take us up to 4 points. Try and hopefully keep Spurs down on 0 points. Sorry, Harry. Tried to get some decent stats, but everything was against Spurs on that one. But apart from the people that are currently voted, as it was 27,000 people had voted, 47% think that it's going to be a Spurs win. 33% think it's going to be a Newcastle win. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting. I will be glued to the screen when we play. Again, it is a 5:30 kickoff. It is live on Sky Sports. If you're out and about, then you can also listen to it live on Radio 5 Live as well. Where are we? I'm thinking 2-2 is why I asked Wisser and Barnes. Always great to see Harry, never biased and speaks very well. He does. That's why I will always have him on. I mean, I pretty much do have him on every time we play Spurs. He helps out my channel. I help out his channel. So it's always great. And like I said, the only Spurs channel that I will have on my channel, because he's an amazing guy. So I do highly recommend. If you want to see another channel that isn't Newcastle content, then go over and check Harry out. Pete's going to go for a 3-1 Toon win. Confident. Like I said, I do fear coming up against Spurs, considering how strong their side is. Watching the highlights of their game against Charlton, yes, okay, it was Charlton, but again, the league will be different. Savio looks a force. If he's playing, if he's starting, we're going to need to really tightly mark him. The return, well, I wouldn't say the return. We're going to see the gambler if he does play. If he's not currently tied up in Coral or Ladbrokes or Paddy Power, wherever he's probably going to be putting a bet on. So, yeah, I kind of do I hope that he can hear the noise that we give him there, especially the noise that's going to come from him. Well, noise that's going to be aimed at him when he returns to St. James's, if he returns to St. James's, if he doesn't want to try and pull a sickie on that one. It will be difficult. We do have a nice record against Spurs, but this time it's going to be completely difficult. We both have new managers, and yeah, it's going to be tough. But I am hopeful that we can do something in that game. I've got a feeling this one could be a bit disjointed. Both teams still trying to get players to gel. New manager so close. 2-1-2. Ian's going to go for a 2-2 as well. Even gone with Gonzalez to get a goal on his debut. I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, Geisler was asked who he preferred to score, the wingers or the strikers, and he says he doesn't care who scores as long as there's goals, which is great to hear. And because our strikers are definitely not scoring. For me personally, we need a striker. We do need a finisher that can be in there, because yes, Visser did well against Liverpool, but he missed a couple of sitters. He missed a couple of tap-ins. And he skied one over the bar against West Brom. So I'm still not convinced with Johan Visser, even if he did put in a man of the match performance. Personally, I would have given that man of the match to Elanga. I thought he was on the ball. He was perfect in that game against Liverpool, which is a shock for me to even say that. I would have given it to Elanga over Visser. But Yeah, we need a goal scorer. I thought the threat would have come from Osula. Jokes aside from what I always say about Osula, but I thought he caused a huge threat against Liverpool. Assisted the Alanga goal. He caused problems for their back line, but he's going to be missing for a couple of weeks. So, who starts up front? Will it be Alanga or will it be Voltemada? I'm not convinced with Voltemada now. I think Voltemada could potentially need to be moved on. There's rumour that there's talks between Napoli going on a loan with an obligation, which means that we will definitely need to bring in another striker. I think Vista starts in the number 9 role. I don't want to drop Sean Sturr, and I definitely don't want to drop Lewis Miley, but Nico Gonzalez has got to go in there. So maybe, like I said earlier, we have Lewis Miley and Nico Gonzalez in the defensive midfield role and have Sean Sturr as the attacking midfielder, laying it on to Vista, hopefully, and get something out of that. But who knows? The only way we're going to find out is when the team sheet is named on Saturday. I would probably keep Harvey Barnes starting after his 2 goals last night against West Brom. Apparently, from Geisler's interview that I watched a little earlier, Toure did actually pick up a little knock at half-time, which was why he was brought off at half-time. He says it's nothing serious and that he should be ready for the weekend. But for me, I want to see Harvey Barnes still stay in that side at the moment. He didn't have his best of games against Liverpool, but he did put in a decent performance against West Brom. And obviously, if you put in a good performance, your reward should be to stay in the side. I do want to see Alaji Bamba. I thought he would have played against West Brom, but we didn't get to see him at all. He had a little run out against Liverpool. I thought he did okay from what I saw. He made a couple of decent challenges. I would have like I said, I would like to see him play against West Brom. Maybe he can start against Millwall when we come up against them. But yeah, I'm positive, but I also fear the game. I'm going for a 2-1 win. If you haven't seen the stats, then go back and watch the stats and hear Harry's views on it all. Seeing Osula's out is worth bringing in a striker from the under-21s to cover and maybe give some minutes until Osula's back. That would mean possibly Sean Neve, which I'm guessing he would be on the bench anyway. So yeah, we will call it there. We're not going to go on for 2 hours like we did the last time. So yeah, as you can see, down the bottom has been scrolling throughout the whole program. If you want to, help a charity out or anything, down in the description, there's a link to donate to the PDSA. That is my chosen charity. Every single penny goes to them. And that is the direct link where you donate whatever you want to the Just Giving page. And, every single penny will go to the PDSA to help get medicine and equipment to help save our pets' lives, because like I always say, animals are our family as well as humans. And if you just want to be so kind and generous and loving and everything else, the link above is like a little donation to me. But whatever you do is always highly appreciated. But other than that, guys, when will we be back? Good question. That is a good question. I do have wrong one. I do have a list. Let me see. We face next Thursday. Yes. Next Thursday, we will be back for the match preview for the Bournemouth game. Depending how the Spurs games go, we might do a little review, or I might just bung out a little short between now and then. Other than that, we'll be back on Thursday for the Bournemouth preview. I will see if I can get a Bournemouth fan on, if I can find one. If not, it'll just be little old me, as always. But other than that, you know, as always, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up on the video so that it helps with the algorithm doodah hickory do. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video in the future. I don't know why I've been so shadowy in this video. I've got my ring lights on. I've got a lamp behind me, and I'm still as dark as anything. But this has been your Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United Matchday 2 preview. Yeah, so I think Toure might have got dragged at half-time as he got booked and kept flying in, risk getting sent off. It was a little knock. So Geisler has been saying. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Wacky. Great show. See you in the next one. Mad Frog. Okay. And thanks, Trevor. Much appreciated. See if you can get that. Julie, you know, Eddie Howe's number 1. Yeah, no fucking chance. But other than that, guys, take care. Hope you enjoy your weekend. I mean, tonight's Thursday, but you got Friday. The weekends always start on Friday. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game. Live on Sky, 5:30, or Radio 5 Live if you're out and about or whatever. 2-1 win. I'm going 2-1 win. But other than that, take care. Enjoy your weekend. I will catch you in the next one, which will be Thursday. Roughly about 8:30 time. Normal times for me. For the Bournemouth preview, if I can get someone on, you'll know via X. You know, if you want to follow me on X, I'll drop you a follow back. At Howay Mags TV on X, and the same for Insta as well, if you want to go and drop me a follow over on there. And we will call it there. So again, I will catch you next Thursday. Other than that, I might put a short out. Never always guaranteed to put a short out, but if I can, I will. If not, I will catch you next Thursday for the Bournemouth preview. Carrots in the chat from Wacky, and I'll just put out a little moo to a special shout out for Wacky there as well. So I'll catch you Thursday, guys. Take care and see you then. Toodles.